Good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. We'd like to welcome everyone to our annual Fall Sports and Kickoff Classic press conference. We're thrilled to have you all here today as we get ready to kick off another exciting year of high school sports across the state. I want to thank our media for coming out. Your presence and coverage is instrumental in capturing the passion and dedication of the student athletes across this great state. We look forward to working with you as your coverage and support help bring these incredible stories to life as they play out before us this school year. Today we're going to hear from some of our coaches in our different fall sports that are getting ready to get underway. We'll meet a few of the state's outstanding athletes and set the stage for what promises to be another exciting year in high school athletics. Thank you again for joining us, and at this time, please help me welcome our Executive Director, Mr. Heath Harmon.
I want to echo JT in welcoming everyone to the Kickoff Classic press conference. Want to mention the partnership between APT and the NFHS network with Vince Early and Broadway Productions to produce the Super 7 state football championships and state basketball championships through 2028 and 2029. Alabama Public Television and the NFHS network and Broadway WOTM TV worked together last year to expand our coverage to more homes via television and live streaming than ever before in AHSAA history, thanks to APT's presence and availability through cable, satellite, and antenna TV. We are even more excited to announce the new 5-year agreement finalized last spring. The AHSAA NFHS network, WOTM TV, and APT are all dedicated to serving our member schools and our state. We are pleased to display just what educational athletics means to our schools and communities through our championship programs and through our AHSAA TV network partners. And we couldn't do it without the outstanding production team at WOTM TV, headed by Vince Early. WOTM will be producing the Kickoff Classic games at Crampton Bowl August 22 and 23rd. I also want to introduce Montgomery Parks and Recreation Director Brandon Dean, who is representing Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed.
Good morning. Good morning. I want to say it's good to see Matt, Brent, Julie, Nancy, and John. I saw Bobby at Baumhaus last night, so it's good to see you again, Bobby. JT, great matchups. Great idea, Thursday and Friday. On behalf of Mayor Reed, welcome to Montgomery today, and welcome back next Thursday and Friday. These events mean a lot to our city, and this partnership means a lot to us too, so hopefully we have more events like this in the city of Montgomery for years to come. Two things real quick. We have a new video board displayed this year at Crampton Bowl, ready to be used next Thursday and Friday night for you guys when y'all play at our stadium. Last thing, we got new lights as well, LED lights, so when you score, that broadcasts your school colors when you score a touchdown, so score a lot of points next week, okay? Thank y'all so much.
Also want to recognize some special guests joining us today. First, from APT, we welcome Jack Williams, representing Alabama Public Television. We also want to welcome our friend and production chief from WOTM TV, Vince Early and Robert Pearson. I want to thank them for all they do, including live streaming, Media Day, Kickoff Classic press conference, as well as AHSAA TV network games of the week, state championship events, and AHSAA TV weekly each week. We also want to welcome and thank Susan Scott Carruthers, who is part of our Super 7 broadcast team and serves as host for the AHSAA TV weekly. Also want to introduce our friends at the AHSAA Radio Network, who have been managing the network since 2009, Randy Lee and Brett Pritchard. They will be producing the official AHSAA radio broadcast for the Kickoff Classic, and also will once again produce the very popular AHSAA football scoreboard each week. They also broadcast the Super 7 and state basketball championships over the AHSAA radio network to more than 600,000 listeners annually. Let's thank them. At this time, we're going to have JT Lawrence come back up.
Thank you, Coach. I would love to take credit for the Kickoff Classic matchups, but I had absolutely zero to do with that. That was all one Brandon Dean. I can't thank Brandon enough for what I've learned from him in the short 2 years I've been here. I'm a better employee and a better person overall for having worked with him in those short 2 years, and I look forward to continuing to work with him just in a different aspect going forward. We would also like to welcome in the lobby Graham Dunn and Michael Butler of WTLS Radio. They'll be on the air at noon, and Doug Amos, who is also going to be broadcasting his daily radio show from the lobby as well. At this time, we would like to introduce some of our fall sports coaches we have on hand. We're going to start this part of the program by introducing one of the nation's top high school volleyball coaches with just under 1,600 career wins. That's a lot of wins. And currently the reigning 5A state volleyball champion, the school's 8th state title, coached by her. Please help me welcome to the podium Coach Julie Gordon.
Thank you, JT. Just to talk a little bit about my program and volleyball, the state of volleyball for Alabama. Our sport is growing and getting more elaborate and intense year after year. For our program at Montgomery Academy, we only lost one senior. And so I have high expectations for our girls, but they do for themselves as well. Currently, I have 4 that are trying to get to the next level. I have one, Elle McBride, that is already committed to Emory University. Addie Vinson, my setter, she has already had several full ride offers, and she is trying to make her mind up. I have 2 sophomores that are currently interested in playing at the next level, one beach and one indoor. But when you have athletes like that have an internal drive with a higher motivation, it just excels our program. And their excitement is contagious to the rest of our teammates, to their teammates. And it's just a great situation for us right now. And I expect great things out of this, out of these girls. This is a reclassification year. We move up to 6A. 6A in volleyball is a beast. I can name 10 teams that deserve a top 5 ranking. It's going to be tough, but we're going to get in there and fight with the best. If any of you saw the North-South All-Star match, that match went 5 sets, and that's some of the best seniors that are going to play this year. And it was amazing, the talent that is out there, North and South. And in fact, the 6A talent this year is so strong. There are some in the area tournaments, there are some teams that could win a state championship, but the areas are so strong, somebody's not going to get out. And the same thing in the super region, North and South. Those teams are so strong and they're going to battle it out that it's going to be tough. And so I've already know who my opponent's going to be, and our mission is to work against that opponent. But state of volleyball is great, continues to get better. We've got dedicated athletes, and I tell you one thing is about our team, and it's the reason I do think, other than talent, that we are so successful is because of team culture and our team chemistry. And it's something that we work on every single day, making every player on your team feel important, that every player has a voice, and that can take your team a long way. We watched a video, and I encourage everybody to watch this. It's called A Lesson from Steve Nash, and it's you can find it on YouTube, and it talks about touches, fist bumps, butt taps, about what a connection and how a connection can raise motivation level in each player and a team. And I show that to my team, and that's one of our goals, is that we're going to have a lot of high fives and a lot of fist bumps. And it's contagious. It can take your team further. And that's one thing we do. We have no business. We're a 2A school competing in 6A. We have no business beating some of these teams, but we do. because they don't know our heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. We're going to hear now from a head coach of one of our local high schools, that's head coach of the association's newest and possibly fastest growing sanctioned sport, girls flag football. If you have yet to watch a game of that, you are missing out. It is very exciting to watch. Last year we had Vestavia as girls played in the title game, but this year is a little different. Being a sanctioned sport, somebody's going to host a blue map for the first time in association history this year, and once that happens, we expect it to grow even more. So at this time, please help me welcome from Percy Julian High School, Coach Nancy Boyd.
Good morning. As he said, my name is Nancy Boyd, and I work at Percy Julian High School, which used to be Lee High School. So if you can't tell, they completely changed everything. We went from red and white to orange and blue, so War Eagle for you Auburn fans. One of the things that's most exciting about flag football, it's actually been around for a while, but to have it as a high school sanctioned sport for girls is amazing. A lot of our girls don't like to be indoors. When you play volleyball, only 6 people can play at a time. So outside, everybody gets to run, everybody gets to play. So the girls that play football in the backyard with their brothers, their cousins, their family at family reunions now have the ability to play with us. I actually have a girl on my team that's like, man, I learned how to catch from my brothers. They're ready. Our football boys, when they finish practice, if we're still out there, they're like, can we play defense? Yes, no tackling. Right? So we work on that. They're already excited. I do have a question for you. The boys said, how can they do a sideline celebration since they know they can't do it in the end zone? I told them I'd check on that. But one of the exciting things is there are probably 100 teams now compared to what it was last year. And it's 1A all the way through 7A. And so the ability for our girls to have fun, show their athleticism, and do something other just to be inside, right? And you will see the most girly girls that will have hair, makeup, and all of that, to the ones that are going to be braided down. They'll have their gloves. They'll have whatever else on. They'll have their mouthpieces in. So it's going to be exciting to watch. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's another way just to celebrate girls and to celebrate the athleticism of the girls in our state that can do a lot of things. There are also about 18 flag football teams in the country that are recruiting already. When I sent out our schedule to the teams, they're asking me for film already. I was like, we hadn't played a game, but as soon as I get some, I'll send it to you. So they're already looking for teams. Here in Montgomery, Alabama State is going to have a team. Huntington has a team. LaGrange has a team. So there's full scholarships waiting for girls out there to be able to do that. And so I encourage you to come and celebrate with the girls. Bring out your teams. We do play under the lights, so we play at 5 o'clock. Our games are actually going to be played at Capitol Heights. Our home games are played on Wednesday, so we'll be under the lights. You'll have a lot of fun, get to enjoy, and we get to get some bragging rights like the boys do. So I already told our boys team our record shouldn't be better than theirs, but if it is, we're still going to be friends after it's over. But hopefully we'll get to hoist the championship before they do, and if not, we'll do it at the same time and celebrate together. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Coach Boyd. Next, we're going to hear from Coach John Mask from Tallassee High School from swimming and diving. My son's school, they're starting a cross-country program this year, and the cross-country coach informed them that on Wednesdays they were going over to one of the teachers' houses that has a pool right next to the school for a little aquatic exercise, and my son thought, sweet pool party right here. It's not a pool party. It's not what they're doing. He's treading water in that deep end right there, and he is not loving life. So I got to be involved with swimming once I came to the association at the South Sectional Swim Meet. Some phenomenal athletes, the passion these teams and coaches have in the sport of swimming. It is super fun to watch. So at this time, please help me welcome Coach John Mask.
Thank you for having me. As you mentioned, we've had numerous athletes want to come out and swim, and several, after a day at the pool, decide this is not what they signed up for. They thought it was like going to Lake Martin and swimming. But we do work hard, and the kids are very passionate. So I would like to, on behalf of all the coaches in Alabama of swimming, it's an honor to be here and talk about the great, amazing sport of swimming. I want to first talk about the Olympics. Many of you, the last few weeks, have watched the Olympic Games. And I think it's important today to recognize our very own Paige Madden. She swam at UMS Wright. There was a post today from the AHSAA. Paige Madden grew up and went to UMS Wright, graduated in 2017, and she won 2 medals this year at the Olympic Games. She won a silver and a bronze. Now, if you were watching, Katie Ledecky won the 800, and Paige won the bronze medal. And that's a phenomenal feat. you athletes, I want to congratulate you on your hard work and wish you the best this year. And swimmers, a lot of people don't realize their goal is to go to college, of course, but they want to be in the Olympics one day. That's every swimmer's dream. That's like going maybe to the NFL for you guys. You want to go to college, but a lot of people say they want to go to the NFL one day. With swimmers, they aspire to be in the Olympics. And Paige has done that, and I think it helps our young kids that are swimming. You know, it gives them their dream and see that it can be fulfilled if you work hard. And, you know, a lot of them watched her growing up. They watched the Olympics and were very excited because they remember watching her when they were young at the AHSAA championships. So we want to congratulate Paige Madden. Next, I want to talk about some changes. Swimming has always taken place in my time at the Auburn Aquatic Center. This year it's going to the Huntsville Aquatic Center. There will be no sectional tournament. We will have a state championship in Huntsville, and I want to commend the city of Huntsville and talk about the Huntsville Sports Commission. As a wrestling coach, they've hosted for years, and I mean, they do a phenomenal job. So I want to, the swimming coaches across the state, we're excited to be going to Huntsville. It's a great pool, great venue, and the city always takes care of the teams and the coaches. So that's going to be exciting. I want to recognize last year's state champions, if I can. At the girls level, we had Whitesburg Christian Academy that won the state championship in 1 through 5A. In 6 and 7A, we had Bob Jones to win the state championship last year in swimming. For our boys team, Boaz won the state title in 1 through 5A. And then in the 6 and 7A division, Huntsville won it, and that was their 8th consecutive state title. So those teams I know this year are going to have phenomenal teams again, and we're looking forward to that and looking at the changes. If you don't pay attention and keep up with swimming, they have time standards. You have to swim a certain time in your event to go on to the state championship meet. So our swimmers are swimming at every meet trying to get a qualifying time that will allow them the opportunity to compete at the state championship swim meet. This year, there are a lot of phenomenal swimmers in the state of Alabama. Several have already committed to colleges. Luke Bedsoe, Alex Park here at Lamp. A lot of phenomenal swimmers. Camden Mask, Justin Liu from Auburn High School, Brian McIntyre from Opelika. Just some phenomenal talent that's coming up. A lot of those guys I mentioned are going to be seniors looking to swim in college. On the ladies, we have Kara Jones, Ellis McGraw, Kaylee Klein, just to name a few of our phenomenal, talented swimmers. Now, if I may switch to our high school at Tallassee, we have some big shoes to fill. Macy Stewart graduated last year. She is a 9-time state champion. She's like the most decorated swimmer in Tallassee athletic history, winning 9 individual state champions at the sport of swimming. She's going to University of Alabama to swim. She'll be leaving in a few days to go up there and start her collegiate career. So we're proud of her, but the swimmers know we have big shoes to fill to replace her. This year we have 24 swimmers that's come out to swim, which is a record number. Tallassee started swimming back about 8 years ago. We had swimming, dropped it for a few years and picked it back up, and it's been a blessing for our student athletes. A lot of kids want to swim to the next level, and the sport has grown. So we're looking forward to that, and our first meet will be at Birmingham on October the 1st, and our kids are looking forward to that, and I appreciate the opportunity today to come speak, but I think swimming in Alabama is growing, as is the other sports we mentioned, and it's always good for our student athletes to have more opportunities to participate where they can excel and reach their goals and dreams. So athletics build character, and I really think it's a great thing. So thank you all for having me.
Thank you, Coach Mask. At this time, we're going to meet the coaches of the teams involved in the Kickoff Classic. We're going to start with Coach Matt Johnson of Reeltown High School. Coaches, when you come up, if you would introduce your players before you make your comments on your team and the upcoming season, so we will know who you have brought with you today. So at this time, please help me welcome Coach Matt Johnson of Reeltown High School.
First off, thanks for having us, JT. Appreciate it. AHSAA, thank you for putting on this event. With me today, 3 guys that I brought. If you'll stand up, guys. Number 4, Finn Henderson, senior outside linebacker, tight end for us. Tay Martin, kind of an athlete, does wide receiver, DB for us, return guy, and then Baylor Clayton, who's O-line, D-line guy for us. All three are seniors and returning starters. You can have a seat, guys. I guess just kind of where we are as a program coming into the season, coming off a good year last year. Got to the dance, couldn't finish it, but we're replacing a lot of guys, replacing our leading rusher, leading passer, leading tackler. So a lot of holes to fill, but we also have a lot of guys coming back. Our seniors, most of them actually, who started last year. This will actually be their third year starting. So a lot of excitement in that group. And as well as some young guys who don't have as much experience is going to have to fill in some shoes as well. Looking forward to the matchup with T.R. Miller right out the gate, kind of a measuring stick for us. Coach Hubbert does a phenomenal job. We've got a little history there when he was at Maplesville, and he's a class act, runs a great program. And we know the tradition and the rich tradition that T.R. Miller has. So right out the gate, that'll be a great measuring stick for us. A big venue and a great opportunity for our kids to showcase our talents and kind of see where we measure up. So looking for a big year, like was mentioned before, reclassification year. So we've got some new opponents on our schedule that we're not quite as familiar with from the past couple of years. So that's always interesting and exciting as well. Just going up against some different teams and actually some local teams. I think our travel is going to be a lot better this year, staying around the neighborhood and also the excitement of playing some new faces. So we're excited to get it started. We can't wait till Thursday night just to get football back in the air, see where we measure up. But also we're not quite ready to play tonight, Coach. So. We still got some work to do, but looking forward to it. And I guess, are we doing questions or just got to? We're going to take some questions at the end. Okay, perfect. All right, good deal. Well, once again, appreciate you having us. We're looking forward to the opportunity to compete next week, and thank you guys for inviting us down.
Thank you, Coach. Our next coach, Coach Brent Hubbert from T.R. Miller. I had the pleasure of coaching against Brent when we were both at Little 1As. I think I'm 0 forever against him, but I think there's some other people on that list with me. But Coach Johnson alluded to the matchups. I know Brandon spoke on it. The matchups set this week, it almost has a semifinal to final type feel to it. I think they're that good, and I've heard a lot of chatter amongst the state of being excited about that, so we're looking forward to it. But at this time, please help me welcome Coach Brent Hubbert from T.R. Miller High School.
Thank you, JT. Thank you, Alabama High School Athletic Association. It's an honor to be here. Our kids are excited about it. We approached the matchup. I think we were in talks. We kind of said, hey, if there's an opportunity for us to play, we'd love it. And, now I kind of regret the decision on when I sit here and look at these three guys and talk to Matt and watch them in the Super 7 and things like that. But it's exciting, and our kids, you kind of look for, and I know these other coaches, I'm sure do too, look for a chance to get your kids out and get them exposed and let them see some things. And the venue of the Kickoff Classic and the way Montgomery Parks and Rec and the city of Montgomery will take care of you and showcase this event, I think it's going to be awesome. I think the matchups are, talking about the matchups, just ours, when we tell our kids daily, if we're going to be good, you're going to play teams like that. And our out-of-region schedule's pretty tough, but you're going to have to play Reeltown. Reeltown can win 1 through 4A. I don't know about above that. We were in 4A, so I kind of know that. We would hope that our program gets to the point where people say, hey, they're good enough to win 1 through 4A or 5A or whatnot. So that's kind of what we're aiming for. Today I have with me number 32, Miles Johnson. He plays linebacker and running back. Recently committed to University of Florida. J.R. Jernigan, John Robert Jernigan plays offensive line, defensive line, and Nathan Commander returns as our third-year starter at quarterback. So those are they're 3 seniors, 3 of our 16 seniors. And I think talking about our strengths of our team, I think the senior class is a strength. Returned for 3 years. They've played a lot. Probably our weakness right now at this point in the season is depth. finding some valuable backups, whether it's a 5-play guy, a 10-play guy, a specialty guy that can give a starter a break somewhere. So we're definitely looking for those things. I think another one of our strengths, I go home and we watch practice. I think, Coach Julie, you talked about it. I heard a coach say one time, teams that high five and chest bump, they win. Because high fives and chest bumps are about each other and about team. It's not spinning the ball. It's not doing a backflip. It's not bringing to me, but it's fist bumping, high fiving, and chest bumping. When I watch our film at practice the last couple of days, I've been really down on some of the things and adversity, challenges and mistakes and things like that. But I see our kids going by. When you get that new drone shot everybody has now, you can see them high five and you can see them chest bump or a little pat on the back to each other when they mess up. Well, somewhere along the line, that's going to be a strength for us, and I'm excited about that. So I never thought I'd be the oldest guy up here growing up, watching my dad and doing these things. I never thought I'd be the oldest guy on the stage doing a press conference, so it's pretty cool. So anyway, I think that's it.
Thanks, Coach. Next, we're just glad Coach Evans made it. He's had quite the morning. If you're familiar with I-65, which I know all of you are, from Clanton to the Shelby County Airport can be a little sketchy sometimes. So they got caught up in some traffic and had to reroute, but we are thankful they made it safely here. We're excited to have them with us. So at this time, please help me welcome from Vestavia Hills High School, Coach Robert Evans.
Thank you guys for having us. Thank you, JT, Jacob, Spencer. You guys stand up. And brought two guys with us today, two seniors. Jacob Watson starts at middle linebacker for us. Spence Hanna starts at free safety for us. Both 3-year guys. Both embody what we want to be as a program with physical and mental toughness and embrace the natures of football that make it such a great sport. And hopefully they'll both have opportunities to play past this season. They both want to, and they're really great representatives for our program. You guys are good. It's interesting, we've talked about reclassification. 2 years ago, I came into Vestavia, and the schedule was already made, and it was a pretty difficult schedule. This was my first chance to make our own schedule, and we lost 2 longtime rivals off the bat. And so when you say, if you can't play, to me, the best high school sports are local. And so when you can't play your local long-time rivals, my responsibility was to put our players in great environments and to make memories. And I think that's going back to my own time playing. I remember the memories. I have rings and things of that nature, but I remember playing in big games. And so I think part of being a head coach is putting your kids in environments that are memorable. And we started actually not with the Crampton Bowl. I said, I think Auburn, Alabama is a great place to play a high school football game on a Friday night. So thankfully worked with Coach Etheridge and got week 1, which will be our second game in Auburn, and then reached out to Clay Chalkville at the time and got the other game set for the non-region. And then reached out to Brandon and worked with the folks here at the Alabama High School Athletic Association, and they were wonderful. I didn't realize Coach Carr, somebody with his pedigree, was going to come into Carver at the time, but it was a really good matchup. Carver has a long tradition of having quality players and quality program playing in big games, and have nothing but respect for them. And just figured what a great way to open the season at the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery. The state has always done a good job putting this game on, and I'm a little biased here, but I'm glad to see the state championships getting back toward to protective. And in my perfect world, which I'm not in charge, I would love to see it rotated between Birmingham and Montgomery. I just think it's an awesome venue. And so that's a shameless plug while I have the mic and cameras are on me. So that's just me. But I think it's an awesome venue to play, and it's my responsibility to put our players in those type of environments. But as you well know, I really believe that there's 2 top-heavy regions in 7A. Carver plays in one, we play in another in Region 2 and 3, and I think it's not only we representing our schools and our communities, we're also representing our regions, and I hope this kind of becomes the norm in future years in scheduling. But we have 100% respect for our opponents, but we also look forward to putting our style of play on the line next Friday night against a quality opponent. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Evans. And now we would like to hear from Coach Carr and Carver High School. Coach Carr coming in to the Athletic Association, taking over a Carver program. I know he's excited to make the jump into the Athletic Association. He and I have spoke briefly a couple times prior to today, and just you can feel the excitement he has for being able to try to lead these young men onto the field. So at this time, please help me welcome Coach Bobby Carr.
Thanks, JT. When JT told me that that Coach and his players from Vestavia may be a little late because of traffic or whatever, I said, well, maybe they won't show up next Friday night. So got a lot of respect for you, Coach, and what you've done on the field with your players and your programs over the years. Not just I followed you, but even not just as a head coach, but when you're a coordinator, man, you got a lot of respect for you, and I know it's going to be a great challenge for us, but I'm excited about it. Introduce a few of our guys right here. First guy here to the left here with his specs on. I didn't know he wore glasses. Anthony Rogers. Anthony's a great talent. Anthony's committed to the University of Alabama. He's a running back, slot receiver, kick returner, does a lot of good things with football. TJ Russell. TJ's got a number of Division I offers as well at quarterback, does a good job, has been a really good leader, been real receptive of what we put on him. We put a lot on him in the last 6 months, but really pleased with his work ethic. TK Norman's committed to Texas A&M, plays wide receiver. He's been a 3-year starter, I guess a 2-year starter at Carver. Does a great job. I mean, he can take it to the next level on the field. Also does a good job of returning kicks. So the one thing I'll say about these three guys, you can sit up here and talk about the athletic, what they accomplished on the field, but to me the most impressive thing about these three guys is that their GPAs are right at 3.5 and above. They've got 20-plus ACTs, and they can graduate early. So they're all graduating in December. So to me, that's way more impressive than what they do on the field. Appreciate you guys being our leaders, guys. It's been a whirlwind for me in the last 6 months, and not just me, the kids at Carver, the kids at Lanier. And just to see where we were to where we are now is like night and day. And to see what our kids have gone through, the doors shutting down at Lanier. Seeing our Carver kids, when I got there in March, they were without a head coach for probably 4 months. And then knowing me and my background and what I've been through the last few months, to me it's pretty powerful when you can take a lot of brokenness and you put it together. And I think our country, as divided as it is, can learn a lot from what we're doing at Carver High School right now. Because to see these guys be receptive of one another, be receptive of me, and it doesn't matter what town you come from or what side of the tracks you're on, what your race is, what your background is. At the end of the day, we're all one. We're all unified. So we all know that talent only takes us so far. So that's the one thing we've been really trying to instill into our guys. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about us. And again, that goes back to what I said. I think our country could learn a lot about what we're doing at Carver. And I'm just really thrilled to be head coach at Carver High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Carr. All right, at this time, we will open up the floor for questions for any of our coaches on the stage. You guys covered everything. All right. If there are no questions, I want to thank our athletes for being here today. Your coaches selected you not only for your athletic ability, but for the way you lead in your classrooms at school, the way you lead in your communities. It's not, as they've alluded to, it's not just about your athletic ability. There's little kids that are playing peewee ball that are picking their number because you're wearing 12, because you're wearing 32. They pick their number for the number that you wear. Don't lose sight of that as you go into your season. I want to thank Brandon again and the city of Montgomery. We're excited to be at Crampton Bowl. Looking forward to 2 great nights of football. To our coaches for being up here. Hope everybody's kids have the privilege of playing for a coach like yourself. Everybody's kids should have that opportunity before they graduate. And then to the media, again, for the coverage you provide for our student athletes all across the state. We appreciate what you do and the job you do. We do want to take a photo with all of our coaches, so if you would just kind of hang out for a minute, we'll get that photo. Ron's going to get that set up for us. Again, we have the radio broadcast going on in the lobby, and then we're going to have lunch in the hallway. David, do you know if lunch is set up out there? Will you poke your head out there and see for me for a second and see? Somebody have a question?
It's for either one of the coaches. All of them are glad to be here being the Kickoff Classic. How would you feel about travel time being, we have the South, the Middle, and the North region, and had 3 Kickoff Classics? I mean, is that impression? Because you get to play teams that you wouldn't get to play otherwise. Any whatever you can answer. How would you feel about that?
Yeah, we're going to let the elder speak.
I'll be honest. I was fortunate enough to serve on the football committee with the Alabama High School Athletic Association, and through that time, there was a lot of talk about doing it in the semifinals in football and having some locations. Me personally, I love the idea. Now I understand all about the logistics. I get it all. I get all that. If there's a way to work that out, I think it would be awesome. We do it in basketball with the regionals, softball with the regionals, and things like that. Football would be great, even with the other sports. But same thing with the Kickoff Classic. If you did one at Jacksonville State, I don't know, North Alabama, you got Mobile, you got South Alabama. The logistics obviously would be an issue. But I think you get more communities involved. And we're in Alabama. We're in the southeastern United States. It's football. And they're going to turn out and watch it. And people are going to be there.
Thank you, Brent. Any other questions? All right, if you're looking for an opportunity for an interview with any of our coaches up here, we're going to do that here in the front of the room in just a minute after we get the photo op in. And then lunch is set up in the hallway. You're welcome to get that. And if you have some work you need to do at one of the back tables, or welcome to sit here at one of the chairs. But if there are no further questions at this time, this will conclude our Fall Sports and Kickoff Classic press conference. And we'll thank again everyone for coming out.